Welcome to Yoga Lattes for complete beginners. Yoga Lattes is a mixture of yoga and Pilates. I'm Kat and this is Kat Sara Yoga. We're starting standing with parallel feet about inner hip distance apart. Bring your thumbs to the back of your pelvis and fingertips to your inner hip bones and rock forwards and backwards on your feet. As you rock, spread out your toes and make your feet as broad and long as possible. Make each rock smaller each time until your feet are evenly grounded into the earth, the arches feel lifted. Bring your awareness to your pelvis. Exhale as you tip your pelvis backwards and inhale as you tip it forwards. Exhale backwards, inhale forwards. Backwards like a bowl of water spilling out the back and forwards like a bowl of water spilling out the front. Notice how this feels on your lower back and observe the changing curves of your spine as you do this. Begin to make each tilt smaller each time until you could imagine that your pelvis were a bowl of water that's not spilling. So inner hip bones are level with the back rim of bone at the back of the pelvis. Make sure your shoulders are stacked directly over your hips and that you're not leaning forward or backwards. Bring your arms down by your sides. And as you inhale, shrug your shoulders up to your ears, exhale them down your back. Inhale up and exhale down. Repeating again, and then make sure that your shoulder blades are sliding all the way down your back, away from your ears, as if you could put them into your back pockets and keep them there. Lots of space between ears and shoulders. Turn your palms to face forward. Chin level with the floor. Feel lifted from the base of your skull and the crown of your head. Feet grounding down into the earth. And allow your awareness to come to your pelvic floor, that hammock of muscle at the base of the body. And lift your pelvic floor as if you were lifting an elevator to the 10th floor of a really tall building. And don't worry if these sensations don't feel exactly as I describe. As you do more yoga lattes, you'll really build your mind-body connection and you'll be able to feel these muscles and know when to activate and release them. So just follow along with the visualizations and see what happens. So we're thinking of lifting the floor, the pelvic floor, to the 10th floor of a really tall building. And then release it down to the 5th floor, so it's about halfway activated, and then release it to the 3rd floor, so it feels like a soft and gentle activation, not really tight or tense like it felt when you were lifting it as high as you possibly could, just a little lift, like 30% of its total ability to activate, and then keep that there. Keep that soft and gentle pelvic floor lift. Then suck your tummy in as tightly as you can, imagining it is sucking into the 10th notch of a really tight belt. It feels very tense, so release it to the 5th notch of the belt, and then to the 3rd notch of the imaginary belt. So your tummy is drawn in to about 30% of its total ability to activate. You feel your breath flowing wide and full into your chest, your rib cage expanding forwards and backwards and out to the sides, like a life jacket expanding evenly around your body as you inhale and then drawing evenly in around your body as you exhale. And in conjunction with this engagement of the pelvic floor and the tummy, it gives you this strength that we use for Pilates exercises. And because this is Yoga Lattes, a mixture of yoga and Pilates, we'll use this core engagement through much of the class. So just really feel that now. Tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted to about 30%, and lovely deep breath flowing into your rib cage. So on your next exhalation, drop your chin down towards your chest And inhale, look up and over one shoulder. Exhale, chin towards your chest. Inhale, look up and over the other shoulder, continuing with your breath. Keep drawing your shoulder blades down your back and away from your ears, feeling as though you're sliding your shoulder blades down your back to meet at a V shape at the base of the spine. So you're really broad across the front of your body. You're isolating this movement to your neck, keeping everything else really still. Exhaling, chin towards your chest. Make that the last round and bring your head back to center. Relax your arms, give them a little wiggle out. Inhale, circle your arms forward and up, and exhale them back and down. Big circles, keeping tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted. Generally keeping your shoulders stacked over the hips, so making sure that you're not leaning back, particularly as you inhale and roll the shoulders back. We don't want to flare the ribs. Think of that rib cage expanding evenly all around your body with the breath, and a sense of the ribs staying drawn in. Strength through the core to allow this, and you can begin to add your arms in, creating larger circles as long as this feels okay for your shoulders. The arms become like levers, which increase the stretch you feel around the shoulder area and also make it a bit more challenging to not lean back or flare the ribs. Begin to circle smaller and smaller, so making smaller circles with your arms, and gradually making the circles smaller and smaller until you come to stop. Then going the other way, so inhaling, circling the shoulders back and up, exhale forward and down, observing how this feels, observing the sensations of the shoulder blades moving on the back. And all the while keeping tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted, strong through your core. Lovely deep breaths into your chest. Beginning to add your arms in as you feel appropriate for your body. Making the circles just as big as is comfortable for you. Feel activated and energized through your fingertips. And making the circles smaller and smaller each time until your arms come to rest down by your sides. And with parallel feet, inhale as you sit your bottom back, not letting your knees overshoot the toes. Exhale to standing. Inhale, sit your bottom back, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale to stand. Continue with your breath. Keep strength in the core, tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted. And as you sit back, keep your heart lifted, making sure knees don't roll in or out. Knees stay aligned over the lines between second and third toes. As you sit back, you might find that your weight rocks back into your heels, but keep working the balls of the feet into the earth and feel how this really strengthens your feet and your lower legs. One more time, inhale, sitting your bottom down, and exhale to standing. Inhale, come up to the balls of your feet, raising your arms to shoulder height, and exhale, release your heels down. Inhaling up again, heels lift, ankles don't roll out, heels down. Continue with your breath. Really strong tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted, and then coming back to standing. Give your arms a little wiggle. Tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted. Take a nice breath in, and exhale as you drop your chin. Begin to round your shoulders, rolling all the way down. It's so important here to keep tummy drawn in and pelvic floor lifted to protect your back. Inhale as you slowly roll up again, feeling as though your core is the powerhouse to the movement, stacking each vertebra one at a time upon the vertebra underneath it. Exhale at the top. Take another breath in, wide and full into your chest, and exhale as you tuck your chin and roll forward. Try to round your whole spine. Really draw your tummy in, lift the pelvic floor, creating intra-abdominal pressure to protect your spine. Inhale, rolling all the way back up to standing, shoulders away from your ears as you take a nice exhalation. Inhale again and exhaling, tucking your chin, round your shoulders. Let your upper body hang heavy. Arms are heavy, tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted, and you can bend your knees as you reach your lowest point. Then inhaling, feeling lifted from your core, stacking each vertebra one at a time upon the one underneath it. Nice round of breath at the top. We're expanding upon it this time. Exhaling, rolling down just like before. Then as you reach your lowest point, place your hands to the floor, bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, come forward to hands and knees. Feel like you're pushing the floor away with a strong frame. Exhale, lower your upper body down to the floor. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, walk your hands back towards your knees and push your bottom in the air. Draw your tummy and lift the pelvic floor. Inhaling, rolling all the way up to standing. Exhale at the top. Nice breath in. Let's go again. Exhale, tuck your chin in towards your chest, rounding your upper body, rolling all the way down. The core is strong. Inhale, come forward to hands and knees, or for more challenge, walk your hands forward of your shoulders, then bring your weight forward so shoulders are over the hands once again. Exhale, lower yourself down, keeping your upper body in one long piece. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, walk your hands back towards your knees, push your bottom in the air. Inhale, with tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted, slowly rolling yourself up vertebra by vertebra to come to stand again. Nice round of breath. Inhale and exhale, rolling forward. This is stretching all the little muscles in your back that insert into the spine, so it's an amazing full back stretch. Inhaling, coming forward either to hands and knees or the half plank position. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push back up in one long piece. Walk your hands towards your knees, push your bottom in the air as you exhale. And inhale, drawing your tummy in towards your spine, rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Come back to standing. Bring your hands onto your hips and find your neutral pelvis, tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted, breathing wide and full into your chest. Bring your weight into your left foot and lift your right foot off the mat. Bring your right knee level with your right hip if you can. This is going to strengthen your hip flexor and really feel your core working. Tummy drawn in, pelvic floor lifted, the hips stay level. Breathe. See if you can release your arms down by your sides. One more breath here, strong and stable. And then place your hands to your hips, return your foot to the floor, have a little paddle out for your feet. Find your neutral posture again and bring your weight into your right foot, lifting your left foot off the mat, the knee level with the hip and the pelvis level. Keep breathing. See if you can release your arms down by your sides, shoulders stacked directly over the hips, chin level with the floor. Gently place your foot down and paddle out your feet. Make sure your feet are parallel, about inner hip distance apart, and imagine that they are on parallel lines. Take a step forward with your right foot, keeping it on its line. The back heel stays glued to the floor, and turn the left toes out a little bit like 11 o'clock on the hands of a clock. Hip bones stay squared forward. Bend through your right knee, stacking the knee directly over the ankle. You can lengthen your stance if you wish. The back heel should be down, but a stretch should be felt in the back calf muscle. Slightly draw the right hip back, so the tendency will be to rock that right hip forward. Think of drawing the right hip back as you press the left hip forward. It is a balance, keep breathing. And on your inhalation, float your arms up to the sky and exhale them down. This is Warrior 1, a yoga pose which strengthens the leg We'll stretch out the left hip flexor. We've just been working that in the balance we previously did. And you can work into the back bend of this pose. Inhale your arms up, and this time keep breathing as you reach the fingertips to the sky, working into the back bend. Lift your heart, lift your chin, but don't let the head flop back. Feel your tailbone descending down towards the foot of the mat as the heart lifts, so a real sense of length in the spine. Lots of space between each vertebra. As you breathe and open your heart to the sky, on your exhalation, sweep your arms around behind you, catching hold of your opposite elbow. Draw your shoulder blades back and down and feel a delicious stretch across your chest, maybe bringing palms to touch behind you if your body allows. Really lift your heart, lifted from the base of the skull. Lots of space between each vertebra at the back of your neck. Return your hands to your hips and step forward to the front of the mat. Paddle out your feet. Find your standing posture with parallel feet. Have a few pelvic tilts to find your neutral pelvis once again. And imagine your feet are on parallel lines. Take a step back with your right foot, keeping your heel on the parallel line. Inner hip bones squaring forward and the right toes pointing out to the side just a little bit. Bend through your left knee, stacking the knee directly over the ankle, and lengthen your stance for more challenge. The back heel stays down. Keep drawing that left hip back. Right hip presses forwards. On your inhalation, float your arms up to the sky and exhale them back down. Inhaling up, working into the back bend by lifting your heart, looking up. Exhale, float the arms down. And again, grounded through your feet, lengthened up through your fingertips. One more time, and then keeping your arms lifted as you breathe here. That left knee bent, the legs strong. Keep drawing your left hip back. Keep lifting your heart to the sky. Face and jaw are relaxed. Exhaling, sweeping your arms back and down, catching hold of your opposite elbow behind you, really drawing your shoulder blades back and down. Imagine them sliding into a V shape towards the base of your spine, and maybe bringing palms to touch behind you if your body will allow. You can look up towards the sky, or you can even lift your chin but gaze down towards the floor to feel more grounded. Bring your hands to your hips and step forward to the front of the mat. Paddle out to your feet. Come back to your standing setup with nice parallel feet. Bring palms to touch in front of your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms around and up and gently back bend. Exhale, swan dive forward, hinging at your hips, letting your knees bend so your belly can rest on your thighs. Keep your tailbone pointing upwards and your heels grounded down. The belly rests on the thighs and you can relax your belly. It's supported by the thighs. This in turn is supporting your back. Hold of your opposite elbow in front of you and let your upper body hang heavy, spilling out of your hips like a rag doll. You can even have a gentle sway side to side, relaxing your face and jaw, relaxing lips, teeth and tongue. Grounding down through your heels as you lengthen your tailbone up towards the sky, enjoying a lovely hamstring stretch for both legs. Release your arms, draw your tummy in towards the spine, strong through the core, and feel that the core is the powerhouse to the movement as you slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra, stacking each vertebra one at a time upon the one underneath it until you come up to standing. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.